Part 1. You will hear a man inquiring about accommodation and activities at a seaside resort. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. Now listen and answer questions 1 to 4.
Hello, and thank you for calling the reception desk at the Horizon Resort in Corsica. How may I assist you this afternoon?
Good afternoon. I'd like to make a reservation for a double room for myself and my partner. We're thinking of staying for roughly 2 weeks, starting from the 18th of May this year. But before booking, could you tell me what kind of temperatures we can expect around that time?
Certainly, sir. In mid to late May, the daytime temperatures usually stay below 21 degrees Celsius. That said, the climate has been quite unpredictable in recent seasons, so we can't guarantee exact conditions.
That sounds ideal. My partner doesn't enjoy it when it gets too warm. I haven't confirmed our flights yet, but I should mention that neither of us has been to Corsica before, and we're not familiar with the transport system. Does the hotel offer any kind of transport from the airport?
Yes, sir, we do. All our guests are entitled to a complimentary transfer from the airport. The journey typically takes around 35 minutes, although during peak travel times it can be closer to 55 minutes. You'll be met with a fully air-conditioned shuttle coach.
That's excellent. So, could you check if you have any availability for the dates I mentioned?
Certainly, sir. Please give me a moment to check our system. Yes, we do have a number of rooms available during that period. Would you be more interested in a room facing the hillside or one with an ocean panorama?
Ideally, we'd prefer a sea-facing room with a balcony, though that might depend on the cost difference.
No need to worry, sir. All of our classic double rooms come with private bathrooms and balconies. If you opt for an ocean-facing view, there is an added cost of €55 per night.
In that case, can you tell me the full nightly rate for a standard double with the sea view?
Absolutely. During the spring season, the rate is €204 per night. So, for a 14-night stay, that would total €2,856.
Wonderful. I also noticed on your website that there's a fitness center and wellness spa. Do you offer any other facilities?
Yes, indeed. We have a spacious outdoor infinity pool with panoramic views of the bay, complete with cushioned sun loungers and a cocktail bar nearby. Additionally, we feature 4 regulation-sized tennis courts. We host a weekly doubles competition where winners receive a pair of luxury spa day passes.
Sounds like I'll need to practice my backhand.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
Are there any extra activities arranged by the resort that we might take part in? You see, we're celebrating our anniversary on the 1st of July, and I'd love to make it a truly romantic escape for my partner.
Absolutely, sir. You've chosen a perfect destination for that. Our 5-star resort is celebrated for its charm and exclusivity. In terms of activities, we offer curated experiences 3 times a week. Mondays feature a local cuisine cooking workshop led by our award-winning chef, Mato, held in a rustic farmhouse nestled in the Corsican hills. Guests will take a mini bus where they will enjoy a live flute performance by our resident musician, Sophia. Tuesdays include a helicopter flight above the local cliffs followed by a guided tour through a secluded island botanical park. Lastly, on Wednesdays after a fancy dinner, we provide a spectacular fireworks display, which guests can view from the comfort of a cable car.
That all sounds absolutely fantastic. I'll go ahead and book the room now, and then I'll check flight before the prices go up too much. Shall I provide my details now?
That is the end of Part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 1. Part 2. You will hear a speaker giving an overview of a website that allows users to trade products online. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen and answer questions 11 to 16.
Swapitno is a modern, emerging website based in Australia where members can purchase both new and second-hand items. However, instead of using cash, verified members trade their chosen item for another of comparable worth. This is perhaps the trickiest part of the system, as the users must come to an agreement on what is considered an equal value. This can either be the item's standard retail cost or simply a price both parties deem fair. The platform was initiated by a team of 5 university classmates from southern Queensland. They started by swapping possessions within their close circles. It became common practice for them to trade their gadgets and household items once they had outlived their usefulness. Their core belief is that what's useless to one might be priceless to another, and they try to avoid disposing of anything unnecessarily. As word spread and more individuals showed interest in participating, the team realized this concept had real commercial promise, and they were right. Swapitno is a newly launched e-commerce platform that required 4 months to build and has now been in operation for nearly 8 months. Before launching it, the developers spent a lot of time verifying the website could manage an increasing user count. Although it has only been around a short while, the platform already boasts approximately 1,800 registered members, 600 more than they had projected, which has been a major accomplishment for the creators. They have been closely monitoring the platform's growth, and early adopters have given it overwhelmingly positive reviews. While many members reside in Australia and New Zealand, the bulk of them are from South Africa. To join the platform, individuals must complete a personal registration form and submit either debit or credit card information, which is used to deduct a subscription fee of $7 per month. So long as this payment continues, users are permitted unlimited trades each month. A wide range of items is available for exchange, including cookbooks, puzzles, and DIY gear, though children's novels and video consoles are the most frequently chosen. While the trading mechanism may seem complicated, it's rather straightforward. Members list the things they want to acquire and specify what they're willing to give in return. The system then matches them with relevant offers automatically, if a user would rather not give anything away and just purchase something outright.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Swapitno also features a secure payment gateway for standard monetary purchases. However, the creators discourage this option, stating clearly that it contradicts the original spirit behind the platform. Though bartering has existed for generations, many of the current users struggle to determine which of their belongings to offer for trade. A helpful tip is to use the sort feature. This will tell the website to find out popular items for users' convenience. This makes browsing and decision-making much easier. According to the founding group, just list anything you're no longer using. There's always someone who might need it. Recently, to build trust and enhance user satisfaction, the platform introduced a new tool allowing participants to leave reviews after completing an exchange. These reviews will include criteria such as the quality of the item as compared with how it was advertised, the ease of communication with the seller, the speed at which the item was delivered, and so on. The Friends believe that using this method, users will have a more transparent and trustworthy bartering experience.
That is the end of Part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 2. Part 3. You will hear two university students consulting their professor about how to approach a self-evaluation report they've been assigned. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen and answer questions 21 to 26.
Dr. Brennan, could Emma and I please take a moment to clarify a few things about the self-evaluation report? We're not entirely sure what exactly we're supposed to include and reflect on.
Absolutely. What seems to be causing the confusion?
Honestly, it's a bit of everything. To begin with, what should come first in the self-evaluation report? Maybe opinions we've received from classmates?
No, the first part should focus on the academic targets you outlined at the start of the unit. This section was covered fairly early in the semester by Dr. Khaled. You should be able to review her advice in the lecture notes she uploaded on the student portal.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Brennan. Would it be all right if I asked you to briefly glance through my list of references and endnotes? I feel like it's missing something. Most of our peers have much longer ones.
Well, from what I can see here, Emma, you've used a solid variety of information sources, which reflects your efficient use of digital tools. As far as I can tell, there's no need to change anything here, although you may want to double-check that your citations follow the ML referencing format properly.
I'm genuinely surprised to hear that. Thanks. Now I can stop worrying about it. Leo, didn't you want to ask the professor about the accomplishments section?
Yes, Dr. Brennan. In the task instructions, we're asked to explain and expand on our most notable achievements so far, explaining what competencies we developed during that experience and how they could apply to a range of future professions. My problem is, I'm not sure what counts as my best accomplishment. The only job I've had was working as a cashier at a local supermarket during winter breaks from college.
If you worked as a cashier in a busy supermarket, chances are you were part of a team. Did you take on any leadership responsibilities while you were there?
Actually, yes. I was eventually promoted to shift supervisor for the front-end team, but I never considered that to be a major achievement.
You might not think so, but stating that you were promoted to shift supervisor says a lot about your personality. For instance, that you're dependable and can perform well under stress.
I never would have thought to include that. Thank you. I guess I should be more open to feedback from others. Emma, have you got any more questions, or should we head back to the study lounge?
No, I think I've got it all now. Thank you very much, Dr. Brennan.
That was incredibly helpful. I'm actually starting to feel good about writing this. It should be great practice for writing resumes and filling out job applications. It's crazy how unaware I am of my own capabilities. Dr. Brennan really made me realize I need to work on recognizing my own potential.
You're not wrong, Leo. You're always so humble. That's a lovely trait, but it won't help you much when applying for jobs.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
Oh no, I completely forgot to ask Dr. Brennan about the section where we're supposed to analyze the skills we develop through different tasks, like whether doing a research project enhances time management or critical thinking.
Oh, right. I've been stuck on that part too. It feels like such a vague activity. What do you think the right answers are?
I'd say working on a research project is a way of identifying and resolving an issue, since you usually define a problem and then explore ways to solve it. But I'm not certain about taking timed assessments. I guess they're meant to help develop several abilities. If I had to pick one, maybe I'd say timed assessments help you build confidence in your decision making. What do you think?
Possibly. I'm not too sure either. What's your take on the last two, summarizing lectures and preparing visual aids?
That's a tricky one. I think summarizing lectures helps you become a more independent thinker because you're choosing what matters most and organizing it. And visual aid prep. Oh, that's a nightmare. The speakers always move too quickly, and I can never keep up with the note-taking.
That is the end of Part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 3. Part 4. You will hear a discussion on gorilla species. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 38. Now listen and answer questions 31 to 38.
Welcome once again to this series of concise lectures on primates. Today, we'll be focusing on both recent and historical discoveries regarding the behavioral patterns of gorillas, sometimes referred to as mountain apes. The term gorilla is used to describe two distinct species of great apes in the genus Gorilla, the eastern gorilla, or Gorilla berengei, found in the mountainous regions of Rwanda and Uganda. According to modern scientific analysis, gorillas diverged from the human lineage around 7 million years ago, making them one of the nearest extant relatives to humans. The western gorilla, or gorilla, which primarily inhabit the lowland rainforests of Cameroon and Gabon. Gorillas, like humans, orangutans, and chimpanzees, belong to the Hominidae family. Contemporary research into gorilla conduct have placed emphasis on behavioral characteristics after accounting for physiological and genetic influences. Through these studies, an amazing number of similarities between how humans and gorillas act have been found. Although many of these studies have been conducted on gorillas in controlled environments, the findings are widely regarded as an accurate representation of those living in the wild. Gorillas usually live in large groups, often referred to as bands, made up of multiple males and females, with the social ranking based on authority and influence. Through this research, it has become evident that gorillas learn from observing the actions of others. Once a dominant male secures his position, he frequently displays unique physical gestures to maintain status, such as drumming on his chest to assert dominance, while subordinate males typically demonstrate deferential behavior like crouching or making soft vocalizations. Female gorillas have their own status system, where social rank is often passed from mother to offspring. Occasionally, leading females will collaborate to challenge the silverback's authority and endorse a replacement leader. In his influential book, The Forgotten Primate, author Charles Manson proposes that gorillas should be reclassified under the genus Homo rather than gorilla, and this viewpoint continues to receive scholarly attention. Adult male eastern gorillas can reach heights of approximately 1.6 meters and weigh up to 160 kilograms, while females are typically smaller. In comparison, western gorillas are slightly shorter and lighter, with comparatively longer limbs. Both species usually move on all fours and are excellent climbers. In 1958, researcher Lily Hammond made a pivotal contribution when she recorded gorillas using sticks to retrieve ants from their nests. More recently, there have been claims that western gorillas in Equatorial Guinea were observed sharpening sticks with their teeth for hunting purposes. However, these accounts remain inconclusive. Other examples of tool usage include breaking open hard-shelled fruits with stones or using heavy rocks to crack nuts. With the advancement of scientific tools and methodology, our understanding of gorilla cognition has also progressed significantly. Studies have revealed that gorillas can acquire symbolic skills and grasp elements of human communication, including grammar structures and counting systems.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 39 to 40. Now listen and answer questions 39 to 40.
As mentioned earlier, the term gorilla encompasses both the eastern and western species. These two are naturally separated by the Congo Basin, with one residing in the eastern highlands and the other occupying the western lowlands. In the past 40 years, both types have experienced a sharp decline in population numbers. Conservationists are now working with greater urgency to protect these primates and support breeding programs. Lastly, in next week's lecture, we'll take a closer look at how gorillas kept in shelters are capable of acquiring behaviors through mimicking humans, as well as how these behaviors have evolved over generations. Thank you for joining this evening's session. I hope it sparked your curiosity, and I look forward to your company in the next installment. Goodbye.
That is the end of Part 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 4.